Hello out there to all my South Park junkies. We are on to the next one in the South Park collection. I was kind of torn. I was kind of going in value-wise. I was kind of torn between the one I'm doing now and the Tally version. I didn't know which one to do next, but so I went with the Professor Chaos. So this, if you don't know who Butters is, so Butters, he's a great character. I love Butters. He's one of my favorite characters in the show. Especially, he's probably my favorite side character outside of the main four kids in the show. So Butters, he's kind of a little outcast, real timid, but he becomes Professor Chaos. So when they're playing and they're doing their little skits and their schemes and pretending to be superheroes, Butters is the villain, and Professor Chaos is that villain. So this shoe is designed after Professor Chaos, which is Butters', I guess, alter ego villain version. Wears foil on his head, and they couldn't have done a better job on this shoe. I mean, it's absolutely awesome. So you've got all the right colors. Love the foil striping. It's an NMD. They did two NMDs in the series. I am Professor Chaos back here on the tag, on the flop. Then you've got, of course, your South Park Adidas in here. The yellow laces. This is to go with Butters' hair. He's as blonde as it gets. But I love the silver here to kind of go with that aluminum. You got a green sole. Which is pretty cool. Both these shoes are the same, so no differences. I am Professor Chaos on the tongue, same South Park in here. But yeah, they couldn't have done a better job designing this shoe. I think at some point, the Kinneys are through the roof. That shoe took off. I actually sold a size 12 Kinneys for $1,000 on GOAT. So the Kinneys are absolutely just skyrocketed. They are the cream of the crop as far as this series goes. I think that this shoe here is eventually going to be the number 2. I think this is going to be the second most valuable shoe at some point in the collection. It's not yet, so you can still pick these things up pretty cheap. So, but I just love the way they did it. I think all these South Park shoes, if you hang on to them, are going to be worth some money. Anyways, little kickback on South Park. You know, you've got, it's Trey Parker, Matt Stone. They actually, they created the characters back in '92. They did a couple little short movies. Didn't go anywhere with them, but that's what got it all going. They actually got the first season came out in '97, and it's been on ever since. It was rated, I don't know who rated it that way, like number 10 on the best cartoons of all time, which I personally, in my eyes, I would say it's number 1. I absolutely love South Park. I watch it all the time. I can turn it on at any time. I watch it. I laugh. You know, it's pretty offensive. It's, you got 4, 9, 10-year-old kids that are just doing all kinds of shit they shouldn't be doing. But, you know, it doesn't offend me, but I could see how it would offend other people. But I'm not worried about that. I'm not offended by it. But yeah, so the show's been around well over 300 episodes. They've had a movie. The movie even was nominated for some, I don't know, grant. I don't even know what that shit is, but it even got a nomination in one of those movie award categories. They've done a bunch of kind of side episodes and whatnot, but you know, specials and this and that. So but yeah, so they're on, I believe they're going to be coming up on season 27, if it's not already out. So it's been around forever. So, and I don't think South Park's going anywhere. The ratings are always still through the roof. They're better than ever before, and just an awesome show. If you don't watch South Park, then you should. You really should. So, but it is what it is. I think Professor Chaos, they did a season that almost a whole season where they were all superheroes. And Professor Chaos and Cartman ended up being a villain too. Ended up teaming up with Professor Chaos as a villain, as the Coon. That was later on. I don't know what season that was, like 12 or 13 or maybe 16. I don't know. But anyways, the original, the first Professor Chaos, I guess, premiere was in season 6. And I think that's where they were pretending to be ninjas, and they threw Kenny threw a flying star into Butter's eyeball as he was pretending to be Professor Chaos. So that was a great episode too. So anyways, pick these things up while you still can. Like I said, I think this is going to be the second most valuable shoe when it's all said and done. And I've got multiple pairs of these, just so you know what I even probably am going to wear a pair, because I just like the way they look. I think this is an absolutely badass shoe. So check it out. We'll get you some more South Park shoes soon, and we'll see you around. Bye-bye.